Hello, 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 and welcome back to the Lust Podcast Show, the show that is rated R for real and not PG for playing games. I am one of your hosts, the Boss Lady.
And I'm the D.O.C.
Join us for our weekly conversations about life, culture, and everything else. Get to know us, get to love us. All right. Had to say that with energy. How you doing?
Pretty good. Who's it sponsored by? Who's our sponsors?
I was about to say that. I was just...
Okay. I'm
This episode is sponsored by CR Junkies and
No
CJS
doubt.
Educational Services. Don't forget to check out your merch, especially now that it's getting cold again. Hoodies are back to thing. So make sure y'all copping these hoodies. We got all colors, all flavors. We're going to have some new colors coming out, new stuff coming out. Keep an eye on that. With that being said, before we jump into it now, can I say, how have you been doing? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Pretty good. No complaints. No complaints.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
I don't have any complaints. I will tell you this. Yeah, no complaints. I ain't got no complaints.
No doubt. No doubt.
Well, let's jump into this 3-course meal. As always, you know, we be serving up them 3-course meals. We're going to kick it off with our appetizer. Hot topic. And I got 3 quick hot topics for the D.O.C. today. Now, the first one was kind of a follow-up to what we had talked about last week with Diddy, but not the whole Diddy thing. But since last episode, I wanted to pick up on the D.O.C.'s mind about this because since all the stuff with Diddy happened, he got locked up and all that, some CEOs have been resigning, and people that are close to him, like his PR specialist, Natalie Moore, even Kevin Lyles, CEO of 300 Entertainment. And on top of that, now they're coining Diddy as the Bill Cosby of hip-hop. So what do you have to say about this since last week?
In regards to what's the exact question?
Why you think these CEOs? Why you think people? Why you think like the PR specialists? It was like actually 4. It was Kevin Lyles. It was the CEO of was it Warner, Midtown, Motown? I should have wrote them all down, but I didn't. But the whole gist is,
all I can say is that people are running and taking cover.
What about the celebrities?
This is the thing. The indictment has been unsealed because he has to see the indictment. I haven't read the actual indictment, but in the indictment, I'm sure certain information was presented, and if so, these people could be indirectly involved. I don't know, allegedly, you know.
Okay.
But I would assume if they were, that would have been reported on. So I think people are just taking cover.
How you saying taking cover?
Yeah, taking cover. I mean, it's called CYA, cover your ass.
Cover your ass.
And so, and as well as the corporations that these people are employed by. So, from a PR standpoint, a branding standpoint, if these people are connected, you know. The other thing is that all these people going to leave with golden parachutes, meaning that they're going to leave with nice packages and things like that. They're not just leaving. So,
true. That is true.
It is what it is.
Okay. Well, I think it's fucked up. They say he the Bill Cosby of hip hop, but I think it's just gonna be more and more crazy stuff that come out.
The thing is, I can see the joke, but Puffy, to my knowledge, he did not get accused of rape. Bill Cosby got accused of rape.
So they say you can't even reference what they talking about.
No, those 2 different things. I mean, he's basically getting charged with being a pimp. Human trafficking and things like that. Underage girls and things like that. That's what they're charging him with. Whereas Bill Cosby got charged with crimes of rape.
Well, here we are, the D.O.C. breaking it down. But that's what when I went on the, you know.
It's fucked up either way.
Yeah.
You know, like I said before, prayers out there to the victims. So that's who you're worried about. You know, all them niggas got money, and that's that.
Well, moving on along. It is what it is. Hot topic number 2. So on Twitter, Twitter always keeping shit going, but on Twitter there is a beef between Ice Cube and Candace Owens, and I just gotta give you her quote. I gotta tell you her quote verbatim. So Candace Owens has been going crazy, and people have been going crazy on Twitter because she says that gangster rap was actually created by the feds. This is actually her whole quote. She says that gangster rap was never black culture. It was created by the feds, who gave deals to homosexual men in prison and then turned them into artificial celebrities. The goal was to create false idols to destroy Black American values. I will never change my mind on this, she said this September 20th. And of course, Ice Cube responded, we actually called it reality rap. The industry coined it gangster rap. The fans wanted gangster rap, and that's what they got. The feds didn't write none of my shit. I'm a real MC. What are your thoughts behind even Candace Owens even implying that it's the feds that created gangster rap?
I mean, for one, fuck Candace Owens. Like, really fuck her. I don't even really want to give her.
Well, you don't have to. You don't have to make it short then.
She's full of shit. So that theory doesn't even make any fucking sense.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah. Now, does that not say that the music industry has not pushed certain type of poison and things like that into the forefront of the music industry? Certain things, certain imagery. Yeah. But to say that it was a conspiracy like that, nah, man. Nah.
I ain't gonna lie, when I read it, I just had to laugh. I ain't gonna lie, I just said, what kind of weed did she smoke?
At one point, they were in fear of gangster rap because of NWA with things like fuck the police. I mean, that was real. So, no. And that was anti-establishment, anti-police, anti-government. So why would the government create something that's going to lead a movement against them? That don't make any sense. So she's fucking stupid.
Again, I'm going to ask this question. What kind of weed does she smoke? Or did she just do mushrooms or something?
She's fucking stupid.
She just...
That's what she is.
Even being stupid, I just feel like you can't be...
She can say more wilder shit than that. So
anyway,
like I know the people that think like slavery is fake. That shit was fake. All that shit like that, man. Stupid shit.
Yeah, stupid shit. Last thing, Hot Topics appetizers. Now this one, I'm definitely not trying to be a Debbie Downer with this Hot Topic, but I do want to get your insight on this, being as you are Mr. Black Power, all of the above, but the execution of Marcellus Williams. Especially when the Supreme Court could have intervened and they declined to intervene. I don't know if people know, he was the black gentleman that was convicted of the 1998 murder of Felicia Gale. And even though they had no DNA evidence that linked him to the murder, he was still sentenced, charged, all of the above.
What state was he executed in?
Missouri.
Okay.
And people are in an uproar, not just because he got executed, of course, but by the fact that, I don't know if y'all remember back, I forgot when it was, but the St. Louis couple who was pointing their gun at the protesters and all that, and they actually had pled guilty to a misdemeanor charge, and the judge pardoned them. Like just said, forget it, and nobody stepped in for them. So what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I really don't know much about his case, so I can't really speak on the specifics of the case. But in general, me personally, I used to be for the death penalty. I used to support that, but now I don't because of, I used to live in Illinois, and, they exonerated so many black men that were on death row who have been convicted of crimes that they hadn't committed. And so it's an extremely flawed system. And so I'm going to leave it at that. I don't know, like I said, I don't know the specific of Marcellus Williams' case, but I don't believe that he should have been executed because I believe that system is flawed. So at maximum, life imprisonment with no parole, but I don't think that the state should be in the business of executing humans. I'm just saying.
I agree.
The Catholic Church agrees with me. A lot of people agree with me because the thing is that the system is extremely flawed, and not only flawed, but it's biased against black men. Let's just call it what it is.
Very biased. I mean, a lot of black dudes will be.
So there's a lot of that's black. Even if you get one wrong, that's one too many. Let alone getting hundreds wrong.
That is true.
It always goes back. I wish I remember the kid's name, but he was 14 from South Carolina. I used to keep it on my Facebook profile. I cannot remember his name, but he had been executed. He had been accused of a crime back in like 1954 of rape. I believe it was in South Carolina, and he didn't do it. And he had been. It came out, years later.
George Stinney.
George Stinney, yeah, George Stinney.
He was 90 pounds, June 14th,
and they executed
1619.
So, that case alone.
South Carolina.
I met Hurricane Carter, Reuben Hurricane Carter, years ago, and talked to him one-on-one. He was one of the reasons that got me to change my thoughts, having a one-on-one, intense conversation with him, the former boxer who was convicted of murder and was sentenced to death, and who got exonerated. And he was back in the 60s in Philly. So, so I have issues with that.
Well, I know I do. There's been a lot of celebrity, I would say somewhat celebrity uproar about it, just for the simple fact that, Supreme Court did not intervene and it could have been avoided. So, just condolences to all that involved, especially the family of Mr. Williams as well. Just wanted to get your input. I didn't even know that you really didn't know. I assume you knew about everything that's going on.
No, I didn't know about that.
Well, jumping into the entree. So last week we made an announcement about how we're going to break down our 20 years of marriage, and we're going to break it down into pieces of game. And so this particular episode is our first piece of that game, first topic. And we decided to kick off with loyalty, talking about how you need loyalty within, and when we say marriage could be AKA relationship, whatever. By all means, we are not sitting here saying everybody has to be married, things of that nature. So let's just say that from the start. Let's just really jump
legal
into
marriage, partnerships,
right? Common law,
you stand together, whatever.
You shacking, whatever.
And this is the disclaimer: we are not experts.
No,
we're just giving you our life experiences and insights and things of that nature.
No, and that's all. And for us, all this is just a breakdown of what loyalty is to us, what that looks like within our marriage. Again, like we just said, one size don't fit all. So we're going to start there. So just when you go to I'm not going to even say definition of loyalty, but I'm just going to even just talk about how it is as far as a characteristic in your relationship. And I think it's a very healthy characteristic in a relationship, especially in the beginning. I think before you can proceed and start to do anything or navigate things together, you have to show one another that you're going to be loyal to them. I think that has to happen in the beginning. And I think it'll be little situations that get you there, but definitely think that that's a characteristic that you need to see in the beginning. What's your thoughts on how loyalty goes into the foundation of what you start in your relationship?
Well, I mean, loyalty is built on trust. And so you can't get to loyalty without getting to certain levels of trust. And, in order to get to certain levels of trust, you go through certain life situations and different incidents in order to gain that trust. And so, it starts with being, for one, it starts with the sex.
No, you start right off with the sex.
No. Because now, especially if you're engaging with this person, you're trusting that this person is not going to give you no disease. You're trusting that this is going to be a safe experience. That's what I mean by that.
Okay.
And in order to get to that, you evolve and get to that level. When you live on one, you decide to live with that person, you're trusting that he or she says that they going to do what they say they going to do in order to make the house run. Whether that's pay half the bills, all the bills, bills, whatever their role is in the household, you trust. So all of that, in order to get to loyalty, it has to be built on trust. Trust. You can't get loyalty without trust. And you get that through going through certain situations. When I'm in a bind in a situation, I can trust that I know that you're going to come through.
That is true.
But whatever that can be. That could be emotional, psychological, physical, or financial assistance, or all of the above.
That is true.
So that's what I mean. That's what I think it is. Yeah.
I agree with all that. And I think to add another layer to what he just said is that it's not even that I trust that you're going to do what you say you're going to do. It's also trusting that you're going to be there. Not just when we kicking it on trips. Not just when we having fun. We turn it up. We lit. But also when we're going through bad times. When we can't figure it out. When we may need help. Or even difficult times. Because bad and difficult are two different things. So to me, it's also about being there during them different times without wavering. Meaning that I don't have to think about this particular situation like, oh, is the D.O.C. going to be for me this situation versus this situation? No, because we have a level of loyalty that was established years ago that I know I know I can pick up and I know that's who's gonna be there.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it goes through life situations. Like one of the situations that showed me was when I got shot.
That was my question. That was actually my question. Can you remember the first time you knew that your spouse was loyal?
Yeah, I would say for me it would have been, like I said, when I got shot. That was like 24 years ago, August 20th, 2000, and I got shot. My brother got murdered. It was a real fucked up situation. I was in the hospital for quite some time. And when, subsequently, my brother's funeral, the trial, that was like a year and a half, 2 year process. And, most women, we were young. Most young women, in a situation like that, and you didn't come from that type of lifestyle, some of the shit that went down with that. And a lot of women would have, made sure that you were stable, and then they would have bailed. I'm just saying, because it was some real live street gangster shit going on. And with that being said, that situation happened, and you stayed strong. You stood on business, as they say. And, ever since then, we've been rocking and rolling, you know what I'm saying? That's when I knew, because I had been stripped not only emotionally, psychologically, physically, but also financially as well. Because, you can't, if you trying to fight for your life, you can't earn money and do that at the same time. So, you had people that, you were great assistance during that time. Like I said, in all facets of that. So, yeah. Well, what about you?
I appreciate that.
No doubt.
I really do. Because I'm gonna be honest, that was all a new experience. We were very young. At least for me, I was very young, and when people ask me about that, and this is just a really 2-second thing, but when people ask me about that, when people always just be like, "Well, what made you do that?" And it was just like, why wouldn't I? I'm gonna pause for a second. Why wouldn't I? And what I mean by that is, why wouldn't I have stayed there, missed school? Why wouldn't I have not been there for him? If that's what you're supposed to be about, then you're supposed to be about it with action. So when I think about that, honestly, the only thing I can say is, why wouldn't I? And I'll leave it at that. But for me, in addition to that situation, what showed me that you were really, really loyal? Of course, there's many situations. Of course, especially when my mom passed away. But not even that. Before that, when I got pregnant with Jaleel, and you don't think anything negative when you get pregnant, but you don't know how that's gonna turn out. You don't know how, as a young person, you telling a young man who don't have kids and didn't go through that situation that you're pregnant and you're about to have a baby. You don't know what's gonna happen within that 9 months, let alone once you have the baby and all of that. So for me, the loyalty was really engraved. It was already engraved before this, but it was really engraved when I was pregnant and I had Jaleel, and we had Jaleel, and he never left my side. Period. Still haven't left my side. So for me, that's when I knew that the loyalty was there. Because I said he didn't leave me to be a single mother.
No doubt.
And that's no shade to no single mother out there. I'm about to pause on that. That is no shade to any single mother out there. I know a lot. I have them in my family. I give much props to them. But him being loyal kept me from being in that situation of having to call myself a single mother. So,
and I'll tell you this, we did run and go get married immediately, but I knew that I wasn't going to abandon her and my child at that time. And one thing I always wanted to be, and I'll say this, all my homies, I don't hang out around with scumbag dads. And so one thing I always, that if I got blessed to be a father, that I would be the best father that I could be. And which meant that I wanted to be not involved in my child's life, but in the mother of my child's life as well, which means that we had to be a unit. So, when that was done, when that act was done and I found out I was blessed, of course I was all in, so, I always wanted to be a good father because I had a shitty dad. I really don't know who the nigga was. And so, I wanted to be the direct opposite of that.
So there you go. But like I say, as couples and people in relationship, it's going to be plenty of times that the loyalty is tested. It's going to be plenty of times that you're going to be put in situations where you're going to be able to tell if a person is loyal to you, if they're actually there for you, and things of that nature. Now I have a question. What are some of the ways that you can show loyalty, or what are some of the ways that you can show that you are loyal? Because there's always a whole list of them, but
I mean,
I say give me your top two.
I mean, being loyal, being a provider, as a man, knowing that you can trust that this guy is gonna financially do what he's supposed to do. Because this is the thing, in relationships, especially in marriages, a lot of people don't realize that they're business relationships too. That's the reason why when you get fucking divorced, you got to go through a court to dissolve that shit. Because it's a business. It's not just about who you fucking and all that shit like that. It's a business relationship. You may not have no money, be between two broke motherfuckers, but it's still a business relationship.
It's a broke business.
And so you want to always know that, like I said, that the man is going to provide whatever means he say he going to do. And so not only provide, but give extras if needed. So that's the other thing. The other thing is showing loyalty. I think it's being a protector. So knowing that your family is secure, physically, emotionally, psychologically. So that means that I think that, men should be setting the course of, the direction of the household, making sure that that he or she, he has a vision of what they want to do, what they're trying to accomplish, whether it be with kids, financially, career-wise, those sort of things. So that's being loyal to, like I said, just being present.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I would say that I think I'm gonna combine these two. I think being fair as well as also being willing to compromise. I think that is a way that you show loyalty. I think because you can't always have things your way. You really got to be open to be fair to that other person when you're dealing with a lot of issues. You may not agree with some of them issues, but you got to be fair. You got to be willing to compromise. That compromise is a huge word. That and a lot entails in that. Like you literally can have a whole episode on just compromising, and that is one of the things that we will have an episode about is the art of compromise. But you have to be willing to compromise to be able to provide loyalty in certain areas. And I think being honest. I think trying to be honest is part of being loyal. And I'm just going to say this, and I'm going to give this disclaimer, because ain't nobody 100% honest unless you the Pope, and I think even the Pope lies. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So, everybody
I don't lie, man.
Everybody in this whole white lie. You just said you 5'8", 5'9". You're not 5'8", 5'9". That's a lie.
I never said I'm 5'8". I'm 5'7".
Anyway, but I think being honest. Last thing, I think being supportive. I'm gonna be real honest with you. It sometimes you see a lot of relationships and they're not supportive of one another. And when I say supportive, obviously the you helping being supportive of the bills and stuff like that, that's what you're supposed to do when you come together. Mm-hmm. But what I'm talking about, being supportive of people's thoughts and aspirations and things of that nature. Like if I come tell you that I want to start a business or that I have this idea, yeah, you may look at me kind of weird, but I want you to at least try to be supportive. Even if you gotta later tell me, like, you know what, that shit ain't gonna work. But I'm gonna be supportive of you and I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna help you get in. We both gonna see that shit ain't gonna work together. But I'm gonna be supportive. I think being supportive is huge when it comes to providing loyalty.
Yeah.
What made you laugh like that?
No, I was just laughing. I was just thinking, like, another thing that I thought of, and that I know the people want us to talk about, is that the other thing with being loyal, and we got to keep it real with the people, is avoiding distractions. And see, what I mean by avoiding distractions is that you're going to get tempted.
Oh, yeah.
So whether by other
you
women
have to
for
try
me,
to be faithful.
or other men for her, or whatever.
Women or men.
And so you're gonna get tempted. And so those are the things. So knowing that you avoid the distractions.
Or being able to handle the temptation.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. You never can. I ain't gonna say you can't. Sometimes you can't avoid the distraction. Sometimes it's just gonna happen that the distraction land there in your face. But I think it's being able to handle the temptation and expressing that.
No doubt.
You gotta be able to express that what's going on. Hey, yo, this is what I'm thinking. This is what's happening. What's your thoughts on that? How should we proceed? How should we move forward? Hey, it's just like the episode we just watched of Bel Air with Viv and Phil when they at the little resort, and it's temptation.
But I'm more so talking about when you are by yourself. It's like I'm talking about when you. It's like the situation that as a parent, when you teach your kid and the first time that they go to school and they ride the school bus by themselves. People don't get that. That's the most important time of the day for a kid. Because that's why kids like riding a fucking school bus. You know why? Because there's no fucking adult supervision. The only fucking adult on the school bus is the bus driver, and that motherfucker has to be looking forward. So the whole 30-minute or hour ride, however, is complete fucking chaos. Motherfuckers cussing, they gambling, they rolling up blunts.
They ain't doing all that.
Shit, on my bus they was. They were rolling up blunts. Motherfuckers was fucking in the back.
Who fucking on the school bus on the way to school?
On the back seats. I'm just telling you how it went down.
The way you smiling, you act like you was the nigga back there fucking on the back seat.
I'm just telling you. So the school bus. So what I'm getting at is you teach your kids certain values and things so that they will act normal and don't act out of control when they on that school. It's the same thing in your relationship. When a motherfucker's out there in the world, that's when they on the school bus. And they can act a fool or not act a fool.
School bus.
I'm not. I know, nigga. I was on the gifted and talented. They had a limo bus come pick my ass up.
Gifted and talented buses are short too.
No, nigga. They had a motherfucking limo bus come pick us up from the project.
Oh God, this dude here. The fact that you said fucking on the back seat of the school.
They was fucking on the back seat of the school bus.
I seen making out, but actual fucking
niggas was doing.
I seen making out on the back,
niggas
like
kissing.
Weed, never saw no weed smoking on no school bus.
In the back.
CTA bus, yeah, but not no school
bus.
Niggas was
doing whatever, man.
Y'all was really that ghetto back in gear back in the day like that.
Niggas was wild, man. We used to shake on the school bus, G. This was the bus for the project. So who gonna tell?
You know what? Loyalty.
That's loyalty.
Loyalty.
I stand on life, love, and loyalty. I stand on those things. You know what I'm saying? Life, love, and loyalty. Okay. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Also, respectful. You got to be respectful. being respectful, that comes with being loyal. You got to have a mutual respect for one another.
No doubt.
Especially to be able to show, loyalty and trust and all that. Because the key word, what did you say? You say loyalty is wrapped up in trust. You got to be able to trust a person.
No doubt.
So if we ain't honest, we ain't respectful, we ain't fair, we ain't compromising, all that go around trust, we ain't got no loyalty. That's why some family members ain't loyal to you. That's why some people you wonder why they're not loyal to you. That's why.
Because I'm saying, when they out in the world, not around you.
They on that school bus, as he said.
They on that bullshit.
They on the bus by themselves.
They on the bullshit.
They on the bullshit on the school bus.
They on the bullshit.
So be careful. And this is the other thing. Be careful how you use that word loyal and loyalty. Because everybody ain't like, I'm about to give you a clear example. The wrong way to use that word, being loyal to a job.
Oh, yeah.
Giving loyalty to a company.
Niggas are crazy in this day and age if you're loyal to a job.
Loyal
There's no
to
job.
A company.
Because this day and age, they will drop you.
Hey, you know what happened when you die? What they gonna do? What they gonna do, D.O.C.?
I done seen it.
They gonna get that box and they gonna ask you somebody to clean that office out. And luckily somebody in the family get that box of stuff that came out there.
By the end of the week, your job is gonna be listed again on the HR website.
If it wasn't listed the day after you died, as soon as HR found out about it, they can get the authorization to post it. So
don't care, man.
It's already.
So do for self, look out for self. So
exactly.
I'm not loyal to no job. I'm loyal to myself.
There you go. So
take your sick leave. Take your vacation, your PT. All you niggas, I know niggas are like, man, I don't take no. You dumb nigga.
Won't take no days off.
At some point, they gonna cut it off. They gonna say
I know
they gonna
people
make
that's
you take
losing days. I know people
so it's
that's
like take the fucking
days. And I ain't gonna lie, I'd be like, how are you losing PTO? I would never lose
took my
PTO.
days. I take my days.
Yeah, and you know what? Mental health days can be taken as sick days. You may call out sick, and it's not just because you necessarily have a physical ailment. You literally could have psychological.
It ain't even psychological. You just don't want to be fucking around with them people that day. You want to go motherfucker to the motherfucking casino and gamble during the day.
I ain't saying all that.
You may want to go get your nails done and shit. You may want to go to the beach because this is the last good day of the summer, man. Fuck that shit. Shit, do you? If you got the time or the sick leave, do you? You niggas are crazy, man.
Yeah, use your PTO on a serious note. It's cool to be loyal to your job, but use your PTO. All right. Well, I thank you. Any last sayings or thoughts on loyalty?
Like I said,
as being a foundation.
Loyalty is not something that happens overnight. Not even. It's a process that happens over years, and you get to certain layers of loyalty.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. You get to the loyalty, then there's certain even layers once you get to that shit.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing is that you trust the process and believe in the process. You know what I'm saying? But when people show you signs of being disloyal,
that part,
you got to pay attention to that shit, and especially if they keep fucking up.
Yeah.
It's on you to make the decision if you're gonna deal with that shit or not. I'm just saying, because if you keep on with it, you're enabling that person. It's just a matter of time before they put you in a trick bag.
That's true. So. Well, all I say is just make sure that you have trust, all of that as part of your foundation of your relationship, no matter who that's with, not even just a mate, but just friends, associates, people who you want to bring into your life, into your relationship. Just make sure that you can trust them.
That's why I keep fucking with the same niggas that I've been fucking with for decades, not even years. Decades.
Sometimes you can't keep adding and adding and adding. Sometimes you really don't know people like that anymore.
People crazy out here, man.
He truly is. I try to open up and allow for new new things.
Who was the one nigga,
like
man? That nigga lame. I ain't fucking with them niggas. The motherfuckers trying to hang out. I ain't fucking with you.
He just don't try.
Niggas lame, man.
Huh? Dessert. Fair and foul.
Once a sucker, always a sucker. And I stay sucker free.
Now I do try to convince the D.O.C. to just have an open mind with meeting different people and new people.
Niggas be suckers, yo.
But quickly, his G.I. real, rated R for real, radar, always goes off so quick, and before you know it, it ain't there. I'm trying to teach him how to play in the sandbox, y'all. And he ain't a good pupil. He don't know how to play in the sandbox.
I'm gonna kick the sand.
He put the sand in your eyes and shit. That's the type of person he is.
Nah.
All right, fair or foul. Y'all know how this works. If you like the topic I bring up, it's fair. If you don't, it's foul. Please explain why. And these are just random things. Now that it's getting cold again, what are your thoughts on people still wearing these poo shiesty masks?
That shit been foul since the pandemic ended. Them niggas are like 3 years. That's what this was. Damn, about to be 25. Them niggas still wearing that shit.
And they was wearing them all through the summertime. That's what I didn't understand.
And you can't.
And they got sweater versions, like sweater material versions.
You can't get around it.
Airwick versions.
I treat them niggas like the police. I see a nigga with that on, and it's motherfucking 90 degrees. I figure you on bullshit.
Hey.
So I got that heat for you if you want to keep playing.
The businesses still got them signs like take off your hoodie, take off your mask. Like we not playing.
I got on my hoodie. I got on my hoodie mellow. I'm feeling like hoodie mellow today.
I don't know what hoodie mellow is.
See, you don't know what hoodie mellow is. You gotta look it up. Hoodie mellow.
I'm not gonna look it up. Okay, next one. Skydiving. Very random. Fair or foul?
That's fair. I actually want to do that shit.
You actually want to do skydiving?
Even though I got a fear of heights, I want to do that shit. Because I've flown.
I asked you to do that before. You told me no.
Well, I want to do it now. People can change. So with that being, a nigga can't change. A nigga can't evolve. Shit. So yeah, I want to do it.
Okay, y'all heard it here.
I think
skydiving.
I wouldn't get drunk.
Why would you get drunk when you about to skydive?
Because I want to get, because that shit
they ain't gonna let you get drunk.
I know. I got to lessen my nerves. But so.
You can't be high, weed and all that. You can't smoke the biggest blunt.
No, I wouldn't. I want to be clear minded.
Yeah.
I want to see that shit. Only thing is I want to make sure you can wear something over the glasses over so I can see. I want to see all that shit. But yeah, I want to do that. I want to jump out of a motherfucking plane. It's pretty safe. You know what I'm saying? It's safer than walking the streets of Chicago. So shit, why
people
not?
gonna quit talking about Chicago like that.
I'm just saying. Shit. Ain't that something? Skydiving is safer than walking certain streets in Chicago.
Gary was the murder capital.
I bet you I couldn't pay you to walk on 63rd from the Dan Ryan to Ashland. I couldn't. I would. You that. Okay.
I would. What's gonna happen?
Let's go. No, let's go the other way.
What's gonna happen?
Let's go from the Dan Ryan over to Stony. Go through O Block.
What's gonna happen?
All right.
Especially me as a female, I'm cool. I'm cool walking through.
All right.
I'm cool walking through. Ain't nobody gonna mess with me.
All right.
Hey, I am who I am. Ain't nobody gonna fuck with me. But anyway, voting, fair or foul?
That's definitely fair. I think niggas, whoever you vote for, hopefully, I think it's still time to get registered. You should go get registered to vote.
Yeah.
And vote. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, people get caught up in the national, federal elections, but really, where your vote to me really counts is at the local level, man, the state level. So deciding on who your council person is, who the fuck is on your school board, who your fucking judges are.
Learn them.
That shit is important. So you should definitely register to vote and vote, man. You know, that's all I can say. I ain't gonna lie. I used to be against voting. I didn't vote when I first
I know people who don't vote.
When I first was eligible to vote, I didn't vote. I think that was during the Clinton presidency, and I didn't vote. You know, I didn't vote. I had political reasons why I didn't vote. I didn't vote until I'm gonna keep it real. I didn't vote until Minister Farrakhan said that it was cool to vote, and I think that was in the 2000 election.
So it took Minister Farrakhan to get you to vote.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I ain't gonna even
that
lie.
was that point in your life. So hey,
when I first voted, I'm gonna keep it real with the people. When I first voted, I voted for a Republican. Yep, I voted for George Ryan. And the Republican dude, I remember because the Democratic Dan Paxton or whatever, he sucked. And the reason why I voted for George Ryan because he was an anti-death penalty. He's the guy that got rid of the death penalty in the state of Illinois, and they started the nationwide moratorium on, and I think that's one of the reasons why they locked that nigga up for 6 years too. The feds, he got locked up after that shit. So, but after that, you know, I don't vote. I'm a registered independent, but you know, I vote for who I think is best representing my cause.
I think it's fair, but I think people who don't vote, I think that's foul. I ain't gonna call nobody out because I know at least about a good 3 people who don't vote. And I do think your vote counts, whether you think it does or not. I do think
definitely at the local level.
I do think that you should vote.
You should.
You really should.
Yeah.
Last two, and they kind of intertwine.
Can I say something else about voting real quick?
Quickly.
It's because in certain countries, see, this is the thing. You're not U.S. citizens only think about what's going on in their little world, but in other countries, especially like in South America and countries in Africa. That shit, voting is life and death. In Europe, everybody fucking votes because the motherfucker that you put in office can decide if you're going to have a job tomorrow. So that shit is for real out there. So I wish Americans would take notice and, you know, see how important it is to vote. So register to vote.
Good.
Yeah, that's all I want to say. That shit's for real.
It is. I just said, I think if you have the ability to take your ass and vote and you don't vote, I think that's fine. Like I said, I'm not going to put nobody on blast, but I know people who don't vote, and I try to convince them.
And they don't have no good reason.
Have no good reason why they don't. They just don't. Yeah. That's their stance. I can't change it. Okay, last one is kind of intertwined. A, taking a shower with your spouse and then peeing in the shower, fair or foul?
Peeing in the shower on your spouse? Or just peeing in the shower?
Both. Peeing in the shower on your spouse and peeing in the shower.
Well, why wouldn't you take a shower with your spouse? Unless your motherfucking shower was little. Now, if you don't got the facilities to facilitate that, that's different. But
okay, some people don't.
But I don't see why y'all motherfuckers fucking and on top of each other anyway. So yeah,
don't. Some people don't shower, don't do that.
Yeah,
that's weird to me. But
it is to me too. But
I think it's fun to take a shower with your mate all the time. I'm always like, hey, come get in the shower.
And the nigga can't lie and say he ain't never peed in the shower. Because sometimes it just
happens.
No, you like, damn, I gotta piss.
And you about to get out soapy,
soaking wet,
like, and get everything wet in my toilet seat.
I just make sure that I sterilize the tub after I get done. So.
What about peeing on your spouse in the shower?
No, I ain't with all that piss and shit.
Y'all want to R. Kelly a girl?
Nah, that's kind of. I know niggas that do that shit though. They piss on their girl and they say they've never had an issue with it because they in the shower.
Hey, Diddy old girl. She said she liked when Diddy was pissing on her.
But was it in the shower?
I don't know that.
No, she laid out a motherfucking mat. And got waterboarding.
Man, well, the way you pissed.
2 liters and he put baby oil.
Man, when no woman wants you pissing on that, you a waterboard them.
Yeah, man.
All right, well, thank you for participating in my Fair or Foul.
No doubt.
With that being said, just want to tell y'all, thank y'all for being here. You will see us next week, same time, same place, with the next part of this 20-part game series that we throwing at y'all. We hope y'all enjoyed the first part about loyalty. So we will be back next week. And with that being said, peace.
Peace. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button.
Yes.
A lot of people been in the comments. We really appreciate y'all.
Yes.
But make sure y'all hit that subscribe button.
Yes. Have a great weekend. Be safe, be careful.